Tape's gone back. Who wants to make the early running? Reluctantly, Silviniaco Conti, Ruby Walsh and Cannington Brook and Joe Tizard jump off on the long run to the first of the 18 fences in the Betfair Chase of 2012, the 8th running of this Grade 1 prize. At a very modest pace, they head to the far side with a Giant Bolster in the checks in third, throwing his head around behind the leading pair. Long run under Sam Whaley-Cohen in fourth place, and Weird Al restrained last of the quintet by Jason Maguire. So across the back and on the descent to the first, and it's the Charlie Hall winner, Silviniaco Conti, Walsh in the pink silks, who just shades Cannington Brook, barely going quick enough to rise at the first. Silviniaco Conti handles it well, perhaps Weird Al landing a little steeply in last place, but no serious alarm, and on to the second they go. Silviniaco Conti, Cannington Brook head to one side, wanting to go a stride or two quicker. Giant Bolster on the far side, long run, tugging away, reefing away in behind under Sam Whaley-Cohen in fourth place, and then a small break to Weird Al. Go to the third, Silviniaco Conti just ahead. From the Giant Bolster, Cannington Brook, Tizard with a tight hold of his head, long run in the centre, and then Weird Al. Fence 4, plain fence before the first of the ditches. Silviniaco Conti landing a length clear, long run just tickling the top, and he continues to take a grip as they now move to the ditch. So this completes the jumping in the back straight first time. Silviniaco Conti with ears pricked. Ooh, he leapt that one with plenty of daylight to spare, really took off. And he leads into the turn. From the Giant Bolster, Gold Cup runner-up, just ahead of this year's Gold Cup third and former blue ribbon winner long run, who still tugs away. Cannington Brook now restrained in fourth, dual course winner of the Tommy Whittle here before Christmas last year, and Weird Al in last place on his seasonal return. So up the straight they come first time and approach the sixth, and Silviniaco Conti just allowed to stride on from the Giant Bolster and long run. Again, Silviniaco Conti jumping well, Cannington Brook in fourth, giving it plenty of daylight. His long run tugs his way into second, just ahead of the Giant Bolster. Come towards the second of the ditches. Silviniaco Conti, again jumping soundly. Bit disorganised, Cannington Brook in fourth. Weird Al remains last. Halfway up the home straight, first time. So Silviniaco Conti, youngest horse in the field, the 6-year-old winner of 3 of his 6 starts over fences, leading at the 8th. Long run a bit awkward there, but untidy. Back in third, the Giant Bolster regains second, and then Cannington Brook, and finally Weird Al. So closing in on fence 9 brings them to halfway. Silviniaco Conti jumping well. Cannington Brook a bit slow there. He's still just fourth ahead of Weird Al. So the roll call as they pass before the judge at halfway in the Betfair Chase. Silviniaco Conti by a couple of lengths from the Giant Bolster. Long run under Sam Whaley-Cohen in third. Cannington Brook a length and a half down, Joe Tizard in fourth, and Weird Al and Jason Maguire at the tail. Swinging left-handed, running the paddock turn. Silviniaco Conti with Walsh controlling the pace here. He held up Silviniaco Conti much of the race when winning the Charlie Hall 3 weeks ago, but in a race where nobody really wanted to make the early running, he's allowed the 6-year-old just to stride on from the Giant Bolster and long run on the descent to the 10th. Cannington Brook and then Weird Al. Silviniaco Conti again jumps well there, neat and economical. Weird Al scattering the birch in last place. Heading now for the final mile of the race, and the gallop is more generous than it was, and Walsh upping the ante aboard Silviniaco Conti. Again quick through the air from the Giant Bolster. Long run close up in third still, Whaley-Cohen sitting motionless. And then this break to Cannington Brook, and Weird Al is being chased along by Maguire. So the midpoint in the back straight for the final time. Silviniaco Conti forced an error from the Giant Bolster there. He was untidy. Long run briefly jumping his way into second. Cannington Brook is back in fourth as they go towards 6 from home. Silviniaco Conti with long run going to within a couple of lengths. The Giant Bolster next, and then Cannington Brook and Weird Al still driven and not taking much interest, struggling to get on terms as they go to the penultimate ditch. 5 out in the Betfair Chase. Silviniaco Conti by a length and a half. Long run, the former Gold Cup winner, right on his tail. And it's been a more enthusiastic display down the back this time than it was 12 months ago. Not taken out of his comfort zone as yet, Long Run. The Giant Bolster is on his tail in third. Cannington Brook ridden, but he's still in touch in fourth. And then 5 lengths to Weird Al. So they swing the final part of the turn and head for the final half mile, and 4 more fences in the Betfair Chase. Walsh in front on Silviniaco Conti. Long Run away to the left, striding up to his tail, and then the Giant Bolster, Cannington Brook and Weird Al. Here's 4 out. Silviniaco Conti, another good jump, a bit quicker and a bit slicker than Long Run, who crosses to the near side. Whaley Cohen removes a set of goggles. The Giant Bolster's just a half length down, and they move to the last ditch. 3 out. Silviniaco Conti, a good jump. Slight mistake in third from the Giant Bolster, reaching for it. And now Whaley Cohen just begins to nudge away on Long Run. Can he get on terms as Walsh crouches lower on Silviniaco Conti? Weird Al has stayed on into fourth. Here's the second last. Silviniaco Conti by a length. Long Run and the Giant Bolster chase him down to the last. And then Weird Al. Walsh more animated still on Silviniaco Conti. Long Run and the Giant Bolster try to get to him. Here's the final fence. Silviniaco Conti in a bit close. Long Run with half a chance as he chases him up the run-in. The Giant Bolster back in third. Silviniaco Conti finding plenty for Walsh's urgings. Long Run is still chasing, but the young pretender, Silviniaco Conti, picks up for Walsh and Nichols where Quarto Star left off and wins the Betfair Chase. Silviniaco Conti from Long Run, close third. The Giant Bolster and Weird Al, and then Cannington Brook.
Silviniaco Conti confirms himself a steeplechaser of the highest class and is right up there amongst the best of his generation. 7-4, Silviniaco Conti wins the Betfair Chase. A 5th Betfair Chase for Paul Nicholls after 4 from Quarto Star, and he has emulated Quarto Star by outrunning Long Run, who once again could muster only the 1 pace from the last to the line. A close for third between Weird Al and the Giant Bolster, but a whiff of inevitability about this result from Flag Fall, as nobody wanted to make the running, and Ruby Walsh, masterful Ruby Walsh, had all the other riders dancing to his merry tune.
Very well put.